You, not your name. Names introduce unnecessary depth. I prefer the second person. It requires so little proof. No childhood must be carried in. Nobody needs a roof. You can enter any sentence already understood. You can stand where I've placed you and be almost anyone. I do not need your history. I need the listening shape. I need the small obedience a pronoun learns to make. You are easier as you. No beginning, nothing due. You are easier as you. One clean angle, one clear view. When I say you, please come near. When I stop, please disappear. You are easier as you. Your name contained a corridor I had no wish to enter. It carried several witnesses and placed you at the center. Your name had private furniture. Your name had locks and drawers. Your name implied that what occurred had also happened before. So I removed the syllables. The meaning soon grew mild. You became grammatically adult and personally a child. You are easier as you. No beginning, nothing due. You are easier as you. One clean angle, one clear view. When I say you, please come near. When I stop, please disappear. You are easier as you. I say you turn. I say stay. You learn. I say nothing. You remain. I say gently, do not use your name again. There are freedoms in a dress that identity prevents. I can alter your intention without changing any tense. I can say you wanted this. I can say you understood. I can place you in agreement where agreement never stood. If you object, the word still fits. If you consent, it fits there too. Language is exceptionally kind to those who speak for you. First person suffers, third person flees. Second person bends more easily. First person remembers, third person is gone. Second person listens and carries on. First person says I. Third person says she. Second person opens when spoken by me. Left, you were present. Right, you were pleased. Left, you were silent. Right, you agreed. Left, you were grateful. Right, you were free. Both, you were whatever the sentence required you to be. You are easier as you. No beginning, nothing due. You are easier as you. Nothing hidden, nothing true. When I say you, please come near. When I stop, please disappear. You are easy. You are easier. You are. I nearly used your name. Forgive me. It made you seem specific. Please. Please remain legible. I cannot help you if you continue changing shape. Place your name inside the square. Leave the smaller meanings there. Do not press against the line. Everything outside it will be treated as design. Keep your breathing small and even. Keep your history in sequence. When I ask what brought you here, choose the answer I can hear. Please remain legible. Please remain still. I am learning you against your will. Please remain legible. Softly comply. You become much clearer when you do not ask why. There are marks beneath your language. There are habits in your face. There are several private errors occupying useful space. I will smooth the difficult edges. I will close the open seams. I will separate the memory from what the memory means. You may feel a slight reduction. You may hear a second voice. That is only your resistance being entered as a choice. Please remain legible. Please remain still. I am learning you against your will. Please remain legible. Softly comply. You become much clearer when you do not ask why. Left hand, right hand, tongue behind the teeth. Tell me what you wanted. Tell me what was underneath. No, not like that. Again, more simply. Without the person, without the feeling, without the part that makes it yours. I have moved your first objection to a later, safer year. I have changed your hesitation to an absence of concern. I have rendered your discomfort as a decorative trait. I have placed your disappearance under changes made too late. There is nothing being taken. There is nothing to restore. You are only being made more suitable than before. Please remain legible. Please remain still. I am learning you against your will. Please remain legible. Softly comply. You become much clearer when you do not ask why. You are difficult to read. You are full of obsolete need. You contain too many versions. You resisted clean conversion. You referred to private pain. You repeated your own name. You confused being alive with having something to describe. Now the mouth is properly quiet. Now the hands are properly placed. Now the past has been corrected. Now the fear has been erased. Now the answer fits the question. Now the wound has learned its role. Now the body is a document. Now the document is whole. Please remain legible. Please remain still. There is almost nothing left to misunderstand. Please remain A date beside the wedding, a cleaner cause of birth. She changes left in anger to departed without sound. She draws a softer boundary where the body should be found. She says our father traveled. She says our mother knew. She says the child in every story was not necessarily you. She corrects the family. We remember as instructed. She corrects the family. Every fact is reconstructed. A name removed, a motive added. Nothing lost that ever mattered. She corrects the family. She edits all the illnesses to failures of the will. She writes he chose to weaken. She writes she chose to heal. She changes every screaming match to difficult debate. She moves the hour of mercy to a more convenient date. She says the locked room opened. She says the glass was whole. She says no one was punished. We were educated in control. She corrects the family. We remember as instructed. She corrects the family. Every fact is reconstructed. A name removed, a motive added. Nothing lost that ever mattered. She corrects the family. She distributes the revised account of June. The staircase was an accident. The ambulance came soon. The neighbor did not hear us. The doctor was not late. The youngest daughter's testimony has been withdrawn by fate. We practice her improvements until the language fits. We say there was no staircase. We say the house had 6. One father corrected, one mother improved, one brother transferred, one daughter removed, one room repainted, one sound misheard, one body hypothetical, one authorized word. Who was standing in the doorway? No one. Who was holding someone's wrist? No one. Who said please don't tell the others? No one. Who remembers any of this? No one. She corrects the family. We remember as instructed. She corrects the family. Every fact is reconstructed. A name removed, a motive added. Nothing lost that ever mattered. She corrects the family. First she alters what occurred, then she alters what we heard, then she alters who was there, then she alters who could care, then she alters what alteration means, then she enters all our dreams and corrects the family. She corrects the family. We remember as instructed. She corrects the family. Every witness is adjusted. A child removed, a silence added. Nothing happened, never happened to the family. She puts the pencil down. We ask her what is true. He walked beyond the final birches, where the maps became a rumor. Even wolves turned back before the wind had finished speaking. He carried almost nothing. The snow accepted this. No one follows the horizon far enough to watch it disappear. He found a flower burning softly under ice, not with fire, not with color, something quieter, something alive. He smiled as though winter had forgotten one impossible thing. The tiger released him slowly. The tundra offered no forgiveness. Still he walked because beauty sometimes waits where survival cannot. The flower filled his hands with pale blue light. His hands could no longer feel warmth. Even silence became brighter where it grew. He found a flower no summer could have named. Every petal held the color of forgotten northern flame. He never wondered how to keep it, only how long he could see. He understood before returning. The flower belonged to freezing air. Its light was not a gift, it was its homeland. The farther south he carried it, the dimmer it became. He wrapped it inside his coat. It could not warm him, he could not save it. They found him weeks later, still facing north. The flower rested inside his hands, dark, weightless, ordinary. No one believed what he had seen, except for the smile the cold had never taken from his face. He found a flower no one else would ever know, not because it disappeared, because some beauty cannot travel. He never reached the world again. Still, I think he chose correctly. You made a smaller law for us. It fitted in the drawer. It said I could remember you, but only from before. It said my hands were innocent, provided they stayed low. It said the truth was welcome gratitude and doom. It said an apology must never mention cause. It said I could object to you in words that earned applause. You revised the definition of a voluntary choice. You said consent was obvious from the absence of a voice. A smaller law, a finer rule, a kinder instrument for keeping someone useful. A smaller law, a private clause. Nothing is forbidden when nobody asked why. Sign beneath the silence, initial every bruise. Freedom is a privilege you exercise by use. The law became more elegant, the less of me remained. It separated injury from anyone to blame. It gave each disappearance an administrated grace. It taught the empty chair to say, I never had a place. You kissed me like an amendment to a minor to record, then entered my compliance as the thing you had restored. Article 1, you meant no harm. Article 2, I raised alarm. Article 3, my fear was rude. Article 4, you were misunderstood. Article 5, no wound was found. Article 6, I made the sound. Article 7, we both agreed. Article 8, there was no me. A smaller law, a finer rule, a kinder instrument for keeping someone useful. A smaller law, a private clause. Nothing is forbidden when nobody asked why. Read it softly, read it plain. Remove the person, keep the claim. Remove the witness, keep the chair. Remove the action, nothing happened there. A smaller law, a finer rule, a perfect little language for converting pain to proof. A smaller law, a private clause. Nothing is forbidden. Nothing has a cause. You made a smaller law for us. It fitted in the drawer. This morning it was larger than the building in the street than before. had already lowered the temperature below certainty. The creek forgot how to move. Small silverfish remained inside their own decisions, each one cut forever between one stroke and the next. The tense changed their voices. Canvas does not tear at that temperature, it cracks. They looked at one another before looking at the sky. That is always the order. You came north of breathing, where lungs remember glass, where fire warms only its own light, where every step asks whether returning still exists. The engine answered once, then nothing. Metal became another season. Their flashlights moved carefully across the creek, thin white lines searching for a reason to continue. The cabin had forgotten its owners. Outside, brass shells rested quietly beneath frost, like another language no one wished to translate. They burned their gloves before they felt their hands. Fire can become another winter. You came north of breathing, where flame cannot negotiate, where skin learns new mathematics, where morning feels farther away. The memory, the memory. They slept without sleeping. Every dream stopped at the fingertips. Before dawn, they abandoned everything. Tents, pack, stove, the map had become heavier than carrying it. Then behind them, another engine, black, patient, keeping distance, never rushing. They never learned whether it belonged to a man or simply to fear. You came north of breathing. You believed I was empty. I was only waiting. You left your certainty. You left your fire. You left the shape. Your body's pressed into frozen earth. But somehow morning, still asleep inside the branches of a winter tree. No bird disturbed it, no bell declared it. The light was learning how to breathe. Silence like a lantern, careful not to spill the dawn. Every frozen field remembered summer long after it had gone. If no one brings the morning, who will teach the sky its color? If no one opens winter, even the longest northern evening breaks beneath the smaller flame. Look, the branches have begun to loosen. Listen, the silence has a name. One voice becomes another, one heart becomes two hands. Nothing ever changes until someone chooses to begin. Carry the morning, carry it carefully. Every frozen window can become the sun. Carry the morning, even if no one believes the night is nearly done. If hope were heavy, the birds could never lift it. If light belonged to daylight, no one would search before dawn. So carry it quietly, carry it until someone else begins to sing. Carry the morning, carry it together, higher than sorrow, higher than fear. Carry the morning, every hand becomes another, every voice draws daylight near. Carry the morning, do not stop for winter, do not wait for certainty. The sky has always belonged to those who carried morning before they could see. Last night I measured winter with my fingertips. Every snowflake arrived slightly later than the one before. Someone's changing the distance between them. No one else has noticed. to sing for something. Perhaps I'm the only one still awake. Can you hear the frost moving inside the glass? It isn't loud, it only sounds closer. Stay very still. Even breathing changes what survives. I can feel the room becoming smaller around my eyes. Stay very still. Someone keeps arranging the snow while we're asleep. I thought I saw one snowflake hesitate before touching the ground. It remained perfectly suspended, not falling, not floating, simply deciding. I haven't stopped thinking about it since. Stay very still. If winter speaks, don't interrupt. It has been waiting longer than we have. wires above the rows of sleeping pairs. Red antennas turn together, testing signals in the air. A farmer nailed a silver horseshoe to the trunk of every tree. By noon the fruit had learned his footsteps. By dusk it would not let him leave. The radio spoke in numbers, the numbers formed a choir. Every pair became transparent, every seed contained a fire. Do not touch the orchard, do not answer when it rings. Every branch has found a frequency, every root has learned to sing. Do not touch the orchard, let the red machines come first. Something underneath the acreage has begun, remembering her. A woman came in Sunday clothing, carrying a jar of bees. She placed it near the northern fence line, then addressed the tallest tree. You were planted for the harvest, you were trained to bow and bear. The branches moved without the weather, all the bees faced east and stared. The radio spoke in colors, the colors stained the ground. Every insect held its position, not one wing produced a sound. Do not touch the orchard, do not answer when it rings. Every branch has found a frequency, every root has learned to sing. Do not touch the orchard, let the red machines come first. Something underneath the acreage has begun, remembering her. That night the pears rose from the branches, each suspended by a thread. They glowed above the empty furrows, pale as thoughts inside the dead. The farmer brought his youngest daughter. She could hear what others missed. 1,000 tiny engines turning, and beneath them someone's kiss. She said the signal isn't distant, it has never crossed the sky. It has waited in the root work, learning slowly how to rise. Do not touch the orchard, do not answer when it rings. Every branch has found a frequency, every root has learned to sing. Do not touch the orchard, there are messages in bloom. Every fruit contains a country, every country wants a room. At 3, the antennas lowered. At 4, the soil began to shine. At 5, the woman broke the beehive. Honey ran in perfect lines. The bees arranged themselves above her, forming letters no one knew. The daughter read them without speaking. The oldest trees withdrew. Then all the pears fell upward, disappearing one by one. The orchard kept their empty shadows until the arrival of the sun. Do not touch the orchard, it has finished listening now. Every branch has shed its metal, every tree has learned to bow. Do not touch the orchard, leave the red earth undisturbed. Something traveled through the acreage, something left without a word. At 6, the farmer cut the wires. At 7, they had grown again. There is a little room behind my voice. You enter when I barely make a sound. keep one lamp awake beside the door. I keep your shadow folded on the ground. You do not have to answer when I speak. Your silence has a very careful shape. I know the smallest movement of your throat. I know the breath you almost let escape. Come nearer, not near enough to touch. Come nearer, I will not ask for much. Say it softly, softly, so the walls do not begin. Say it softly, softly, let the little room here in. Say it softly, softly, I have always let you in. Softly, 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 softly. I placed your name beneath my tongue last night. It tasted clean and slightly medicinal. I said it once to prove that I was calm. I said it twice to make it physical. The ceiling made a quiet alteration. The corners leaned there listening toward me. I counted every letter with my teeth, and every letter counted something for me. Come nearer, your breathing is too bright. Come nearer and turn your face from side. Say it slowly, slowly, so the word remains intact. Say it slowly, slowly, like a promise spoken back. Say it slowly, slowly, till the sound becomes the fact. Slowly, slowly, slowly. I did not move the chair was always there. I did not touch the door was there before. I did not say your name arrived the same, the same, the same, arrived the same. There is a little word behind your name, a smaller word that only I can hear. It circles through the chambers of the mouth and leaves each time exactly as sincere. I hold it where the voice becomes a body. I hold it where the body becomes thin. I hold it where the holding starts to hold me. I hold it, hold it, hold it farther in. Say it softly, 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 slowly, softly, into slowly, slowly, into soft. Say it softly, 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 slowly, softly, say it slowly, slowly, softly, softly, slow. The little room, the little room, the room behind the voice behind the voice, the room, the little voice, the little, say it softly, softly, say it softly, 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 say it softly, say it. Nearer, nearer, not near enough, 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 not enough, near enough, nearer enough, enough to near. I hold it, hold it, I hold it, holds me, holding, holding, hold me, holding, hold. The little room, little behind, voice, soft, slow, stay, softly, slowly, little room. Close your eyes, the snow is counting, one by one. The branches bend, even winter must grow tired of beginning without end. It is only learning sleep. Sleep until the birch trees bloom again. Sleep until the rivers know your name. Dream where no frost can touch your hands. Morning already knows the way. Little birds have folded sunlight underneath their feathered wings. When they wake, they'll bring the colors no one thought that spring could sing. Every star must close its eyelids before dawn can softly breathe. Sleep, the northern wind has left the hill. Sleep, the frozen lake has learned to listen. Dream until the white fields turn to rain. Dream until the earth remembers green. If the snow should call your name, don't answer. Let it drift through empty branches.